Now, in order to make these little guys look really cool, you need 2 blocks of cherry that are 3/4 of an inch thick. And in this case, mine are 12 inches long. The length doesn't matter. You can make as long as you want, depending on how many you want to make. 2 pieces of maple, 3/4 of an inch thick, 12 inches long. 2 pieces of Osage orange, both of them are 1/2 inch thick. And then 3 1/4 inch pieces of purple heart. Here's our lovely Christmas tree blank that we've made. And here is a drawing duplicate so I can give you the dimensions. From tip to tip, we have 3 inches. From the base to the top of the star is 4 inches. The distance from the base to the first tip is 5/8 of an inch. The next 2 tips are 15/16, 15/16. Then we go 5/8 of an inch, 1/2, and 3/8. All of these angles here are done at 90 degrees. This allows you to get in there and sand them so much easier than if they're anything else. This part of the star here is parallel to the base. That should give you enough information on how to cut yours. Obviously, you can change these dimensions to fit anything you like. It just seems to have a very nice tapering flow pattern with what I picked out. Before doing anything, I always like to clamp my work together to see if I enjoy the pattern and to check to see if it fits my needs. So we have our 4-inch Christmas tree. I want the star and the base to be made of Osage orange. As you can see, I am way off. 3/4 of an inch, as a matter of fact. So now I need to go back and get on my thickness planer and take these 3 pieces down by a total of 3/4 of an inch. Back onto my thickness planer, and for my cherry, maple, cherry, and maple, I planed them down to 0.55 inches. And now when we lay our tree template on top, you see that the base and the star both are in the yellow. To glue up on our block, this part will be the base of the tree, and the top part here will be the star. In order to get the maximum amount of trees cut out of this one, I'm going to use a thin cross-cut saw blade. I'm set up to make my first cut. I have to do a double pass because my blade is not big enough, but that's okay. Let's cut one and see what happens. There's our profile. That's what we'll be using to cut our Christmas trees out. Cut your slabs to the thickness that you want. Take your template and trace your Christmas trees. Alternate where the star is, once on the bottom, once on the top. That way you get maximum use out of your wood. The first thing I'm going to do is to cut all of these trees separate so I have 4 little pieces to work with. And then I'm going to show you 2 different patterns for cutting these out. I'm not sure which one is better. They both have their advantages. So let's get started. Here's the first batch of Christmas trees that I've cut. I think they come out really well. Got about another 20 to go, and then I'll be finished with this batch. There's the last bunch of trees all cut out. I still need to put a little bit of butcher block oil on them. I did change a little bit. As you can see, the color pattern is slightly different on the second set than on the first set, but not by too much. Just kind of depends on which ones you look at. But nonetheless, they're very, very nice. I hope I can sell a lot of these at the craft show. The last phase of our Christmas tree, in which we need to put a very small hook at the top of the star. These are jewelry hooks. I got them at Hobby Lobby. I'm sure any of the craft stores will carry them. I tried using hot glue, but it left glue stringers and looked awful. So then I went and got my Star Bond thick CV glue, and that works much better. Sand off the top portion a little bit to get it rough so the glue can stick. Then, once your glue starts to flow, give yourself a nice sized puddle. Put your screw hook in. Hit it with some hardener and hold it for about 10 seconds to be sure that it's firmly in place. And there you go. One eye hook on the Christmas tree. After you've got the eye hook, I have some twine. I cut my twine to 10 inches in length. Seems to be a good size for me to tie onto. Put the twine through, thread it, give it a simple overhand knot, and your Christmas tree ornament is ready to hang. Here's what our Christmas trees look like. I hung them nicely on a little display tree, which I'm going to use at the craft show. Zoom in, you can see the hook there. I hope it's in focus. But it looks very nice.